Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Ayu Kartika. I am here as the moderator who will guide the presentation this time. I am from Group 6 and this video I am to fulfill the grades of an English class assignment in semester 2. Incidentally, here Group 6 gets material about what is biology. What do you know about biology? Let's discuss together in this video. Anyway, in this video, I'm not alone, but I'm accompanied by three of my friends, namely there are Putrianti, Naila, and Familia. The topic of my presentation today is about what is biology. What we will discuss today is the first about meaning and characteristic of living things that will be explained by Putrianti. The second is about the combination of life that will be explained by Familia. Then the third will discuss the levels of biological organization, which I will explain myself. And the last one is about biological aspect, which will be explained by Naila. Then the conclusion and closing session. Let's get started.
Let's start with biology meaning. Biology is the study of life and living organisms. Modern biology began in the 17th century. At that time, Anton van Leeuwenhoek in Holland invented the microscope and William Harvey in England described the circulation of blood. In the 18th century, Swedish scientist Carl Linnaeus classified all living things into the biological families that we know and use today. In the middle of the 19th century, united by Anwar Ernst, the Austrian Mont Gregor Mendel charted his law of inheritance, beginning the study of genetics that is such an important part of biology today. In the 20th century, biology began to recognize how plant and animal live and pass on their genetically coded information to the next generation. Now, let's move on to characteristic living thing. Scientists agree that all living things share certain basic characteristics. Living things are made of organic structures. Living things reproduce. Living things grow and develop. Living things feed. Living things respond. Living things extract and rest. Living things respond to their surroundings. Living things move. Living things control their internal condition. Living things are able to evolve. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to the moderator for allowing me to continue with the next topic of discussion. Here I will discuss the concept of life combination. Non-living system may show some of the characteristics of living things, but life is the combination of all these characteristics. Number one, organism. All matter consists of chemical, but in living organism, these chemical of organisms into highly structure forms. The fundamental unit of life is the cell, which contains specialized organelles that carry out specific function. Cells can exist individually or come together to form tissues and organs. Because of their highly organized structure, living things as organisms. Number two, reproduction. Reproduction is the ability to produce offspring of the same species, either sexually or asexually. It involves the replication of DNA, which carries genetic information determining an organism is characteristic and development. Reproduction is crucial for the continuity of life and is a defining feature of living things. It allows for both continuity and adaptation over generation. leading to the gradual evolution of species into more complex forms. Number 3, growth and development. All organisms undergo growth and development to achieve the necessary size and complexity for completing their life cycle. Growth refers to a permanent increase in size, which occurs by incorporating substance from the environment into the organism is internal structure. Development involves change in shape and forms as the organism matures, typically accompanied by an increase in complexity. Number 4, feeding. Living things continuously convert one form of energy into another to sustain their lives. While energy is conserved in this transformation, heat is always generated, which is considered as wasted energy because it cannot be utilized for biological process to maintain energy levels and replace the wasted energy. Living things need to replenish their energy stored from the environment. They also require nutrients either obtained by consuming other organisms or by synthesizing their own food using sunlight or chemical reaction. Feeding allows living things to acquire both energy and nutrients to support their biological process. Number 5, respiration. Living things require energy for survival and to perform work. While food contains energy, it needs to be broken down in a process called respiration to release usable energy. The energy released is used to produce ATP or adenosine triphosphate, which is the primary fuel for metabolic reaction in living organisms. ATP is an energy-rich molecule that directly powers cellular process. Number 6, excretion. Energy transformation in organism involves chemical reaction known as a metabolic reaction. This reaction product, some of which can be toxic and need to be eliminated. To the process of eliminating a metabolic waste product is called excretion. Number 7, responsive. All living things are responsive to environment changes or stimuli and adapt in ways that increase their chance of survival. The level of responsive depends on the complexity of the organism. Bacteria exhibit a simple response, such as moving towards favorable stimuli or away from harmful ones, while humans can demonstrate highly sophisticated response to a wide range of stimuli, either through direct perception or with the help of technological device. Number 8, movement. Living organisms respond to stimuli by exhibiting various forms of movement. The movement of whole organism from one place to another is called locomotion. While plants and other stationary organisms might not display locomotion, they can still move specific parts of their bodies. The key distinction between movement in living and non-living things is that living movements are active processes that require energy and originate from within cells. Number 9, homeostasis. Living things have the ability to regulate their internal condition to maintain a stable and optimal environment for their cell. This process is known as homeostasis, which is present in all living systems. from individual cell to the entire biosphere. And number 10, evolution. Living things can undergo evolutionary changes adapting to their environment over successive generations. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, next we discuss about the level of biological organization. Do you know biology study every aspect of life at every levels of its organization, from the atoms that make up biological molecules to the ecosystem that form the biosphere. Here are the levels of biological organization from atoms, the smallest component of living things, to the biosphere, the entire living planet. There are biosphere, ecosystem, population, individual, organ system, organ, cell, organelle, macromolecules, chemical building blocks or monomer, and amino acid.
Thank you to the moderator for allowing me to continue with the next topic of discussion. Here I will discuss about aspect of biology. Modern biology is an enormous subject that has many branches. Specialists in some branches include the first molecular biologists and biochemists, who work at the chemical level with the aim of revealing how DNA, proteins, and other molecules are involved in biological process. Then geneticists, who study genes and their involvement in inheritance and development. There are also cell biologists, who study individual cells or group of cells, often by culturing them outside organisms. They investigate how cells interact with each other and their environment. Next, physiologists will find out how organ systems work in a healthy body. Pathologists who study disease and dysfunctional organs. Ecologists who study interactions between organisms and their environment. Some focus their attention on whole organisms. Others study populations, individuals of the same species living together at one location. There are also biologists who specialize in particular groups of organisms. For example, bacteriologists study bacteria, botanists study plants, and zoologists study animals. Biologists are employed in many fields including conservation and wildlife management, industry, healthcare, horticulture, agriculture, and zoos, museum, information science, and marine and freshwater biology. In addition, many biologists are employed as teacher, lecturer, or research worker. That's all for me. Thank you.
So, in conclusion, biology is the study of life and living organisms. Characteristic of biology is living thing, grow and develop. Living thing first, living thing respond. As for the combination of life is organization, reproduction, they said that there is level of biological organization, biosphere, population. Then finally, there is the aspect of biology is geneticists, cell biologists, and pathologists.
Presentation from Group 6 on what is biology has been complete. Thank you for all the attention and apologies if there are words that are wrong. Before closing, I will convey the purpose and importance of this presentation. Namely, this presentation aims to make you understand the meaning of biology and be able to understand the characteristic of living things. This is important because we as living beings must know about our environment. Thank you.